Hi everybody, hope you're okay. It's nice to see you. Um, Today I've got a bonus Macbeth task for you, something that hopefully you'll find enjoyable. Um, Really what I want to say before we start the task is that if you haven't finished off the Act 1 revision video yet, you've still got some of those questions to get through, then make sure you finish that off, okay? This is important, but it's not, if you've got something else unfinished, then save this for later in the week. Okay, so this is kind of a little bit of a filler, but it'd be nice. It's another way of revising Act One. We spent a bit of time in recent lessons focusing on Lady Macbeth. This question or this task is looking at Macbeth, looking at her husband, and trying to get into his head a little bit. Okay, so the task is hopefully fairly straightforward. I'm asking you to imagine that you are Macbeth. Okay, so you're going to be in his head. You're going to be in his role, and I would like you to write a series of entries from his diary. Okay, so imagine he has a diary that he writes, off and on, uh, maybe once a day. He might write a bit twice a day. Who knows? Okay, but I want that diary to kind of cover his experiences in Act One. It's just a couple of days, really, um, in his life. The battle, meeting the witches, Duncan making him Thane of Cawdor, his thoughts about Malcolm becoming kind of being announced that he's going to be the heir, getting home, seeing his wife, her telling him that they're going to kill Duncan. There's quite a lot happens, so it might be an interesting way just to kind of put that down on paper to kind of explore how he feels. What I'm looking for in your answer and your work is that you understand the details, okay? So you're kind of familiar and you get what's going on in his life, and that you're able to express and show that you understand his complex feelings that he has, okay? And that's pretty much it, guys. If we're taking this seriously, which we are, then there's obviously we can mark this as a piece of creative writing or imaginative writing, which means we have mark schemes available to do this. And here they are on the screen now, just to remind you of what it is that the GCSE creative writing mark scheme looks like. Generally, whenever we do a bit of creative writing, we're aiming to hit at least level 3, the midpoint on this kind of scoring grid. And that means that you need to have a kind of interesting bit of writing that maintains the reader's interest from start to finish. You need to have a kind of competent structure, so paragraphs need to be used, and a diary form lends itself to paragraphing really nicely. So that should be achievable in a quite straightforward way. And you've got to kind of have the right tone and the right kind of attitude. So if you're playing the part of Macbeth, you need to demonstrate his character through the words and the kind of the tone that you create. On top of this, we have a mark scheme for accuracy and kind of technical skill. So the idea that, again, half marks here, making sure that you're using interesting vocabulary, that your spelling is accurate, and you've got a range of punctuation and sentence structures on display. Those are the mid scores, okay? So if you're hitting those, then you're going to be getting at like 23 out of 40, which is a decent score. If you're getting more than that, if you're pushing up into level 4, level 5 in areas, then obviously you're going to be getting close to 30 and maybe beyond your score out of 40. So that's the idea, guys. Have some fun pretending to be Macbeth and write some diary entries showing just how he's feeling during the events of Act 1. Okay, I look forward to seeing what turns up. Take care.